Hello everyone and welcome back to ZakLiT educational channel. So in this video we are going to discuss the important questions from the previous year's UGCNET environmental science paper, which is for the June session of 2023 NET examination. So get ready with your notes so that you can write down the important points which you are going to discuss in this video. This will be also important for any other environmental science entrance examination. So without wasting much time, let's start today's video. So the question is on your screen. Two statements were given. Statement 1 will read. First, statement 1 is phosphorus cycle begins with phosphorus compounds leached from the rocks and the minerals over long period of time. So this is absolutely a correct statement. Next is statement 2. Phosphorus is mainly taken up by the producer organism in the organic form. So producer organism means they're talking about the plants, and they're telling the phosphorus is taken in the organic form in the phosphorus cycle. So this statement is wrong. So statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is wrong. So here option 3 will be correct, that is statement 1 is true, but statement 2 is false. But we should know the concept behind that, why it is wrong, because the plant absorb the phosphorus in the form of inorganic form, not in the organic form. And what are the forms? They can be in the form of monovalent, that is H2PO4 minus, or divalent ions, that is H3PO4 2 minus. So next thing also we should note down is that when the soil pH is less than 7, that is which is slightly acidic in form, there in that case H2PO4 minus, that is inorganic monovalent form of phosphorus, is the predominant form. So the question can come, monovalent phosphorus is the predominant form in the soil when the soil is having less than 7 pH. Next thing is, although less common, certain organic phosphorus forms can also be directly taken up by plants. So certain organic phosphorus can also be taken up by the plants, but here in the statement it was telling that mainly it is in the organic form, which is incorrect. Certain organic phosphorus, less common, which is taken up directly by the plants. So I hope it is clear now. Now let's move on to the next question. Next question was match the following, in which list 1 we had to match with the list 2. So in list 1 what were there? It was Precambrian period, it was Paleozoic, Mesozoic and Cenozoic era. List 2 period was there Miocene period, Proterozoic, Devonian and Jurassic period. So here what will match with what? So we will match one by one. A with 2, that means Precambrian, it will come under the Proterozoic period. Next thing what we should know is that it is the Paleozoic. Paleozoic area, it is having what? It is having the Devonian period. Next is Mesozoic. Mesozoic will match with the Jurassic period. Next is Cenozoic. Cenozoic area, it will match with the Miocene. So here what we will know is that, where is the Miocene? Miocene period will come under the Tertiary. So that's why Cenozoic will match with the Miocene, because Miocene comes under the Tertiary period. And this table you should remember, it is very important. Let me zoom this one. So for your convenience, I will provide this table in our Telegram group. You can join there for the daily quizzes as well as for the short notes and some important PDF files. So here you should know that the eons Phanerozoic consist of Cenozoic era, Mesozoic era and Paleozoic era. You should also know Proterozoic, Archean and Hadean. These are also known as Precambrian period. So these are the earliest of life period, and it moves up, it is coming to the Paleozoic, Mesozoic and Cenozoic era. So this table you have to learn and know. Just overall you should learn that Mesozoic, it consists of Cretaceous, Jurassic, Triassic and Permian. So these are the frequently asked questions from here it is asked. And you should also know, when did humans evolve? Humans evolved in the Cenozoic era. So that is also one of the very important question. When the extinction of dinosaurs occurred, it occurred in between Tertiary and Cretaceous period. During that period dinosaur got extinct, and here Permian mass extinction, it took place in between Permian and Triassic period. So these are some of the questions which you should know, which you should have written down in your notes. If you haven't, then you should refer to the table and write down all these important points. Let's move on to the next question. So here next question is, standard biochemical oxygen demand, that is BOD test, is performed in the 300 ml BOD bottle at what temperature and for how many days? So this is a very basic question. Those who are performing the analysis, here correct option will be option 3. 20 degrees Celsius is kept the temperature for 5 days in order to find the biochemical oxygen demand for the water which we are going to analyze. So next is oil shales, which are sedimentary rocks containing a mixture of hydrocarbon, is collectively known as what? So here they are called as kerogen. So oil shales, which are sedimentary rocks containing mixture of hydrocarbon, are called as kerogen. And let's know more about these kerogen. So kerogen mainly consists of paraffin hydrocarbons, though this solid mixture also incorporates nitrogen and sulfur. So they also contain nitrogen and sulfur, but it mainly consists of the paraffin hydrocarbons. Next important thing to note down is that kerogen is insoluble in water and in organic solvents such as benzene or alcohol. So this question can also come where the kerogen is insoluble. It is insoluble in water as well as in the organic solvents such as benzene and alcohol. So I hope you are noting down. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is also match the following, in which list 1 is giving the weather parameter and list 2 we have to match with the weather symbol. It is coming light rain is given, ice pellets or sleet, showers of hail, drifting or blowing snow. So if you don't know the symbol, you won't be able to answer it correctly. So here I will tell you the options which are correct, then we will go for knowing this symbol. Option 1 will be correct, A with 3. Light rain means it will be what? It will match with 2 dots, that will be depicting light rain. Next is ice pellets or ice sleet, we can say. It will match with the 2 options, which is here triangle, inside that 1 dot will be there. Showers of hail, it will match with this symbol, that is 2 triangle upside down. Next is drifting or blowing snow, so it will give this symbol, that is 1 arrow on the right side, 1 arrow going on the top. So this thing also you should note down. Here are the common weather symbol to know. The questions are coming from here also. You should note down light rain, very easy. 2 simple dots means rain. Dots mean rains here. You should note down. Star means snow here. And these are the things where it is showing that if it is 2 dots means that is light rain. Moderate rain means 3 dots. Heavy rain means 4 dots. Because rain means dots. And when it comes to the snow, it is star shape. So 2 star means light snow, moderate snow means 3 stars, heavy snow means 4 star. So it is like rain, but the symbol has changed from dots to star. Light drizzle means 2 comma. So you can say. Next is ice pellets or sleet means we have known here from the question, triangle, inside that 1 dot. Freezing rain means, as you can see, it is tilted as we can say, and inside that 1 dot. Freezing drizzle means it will be tilted S, inside that 1 comma will be there. This time it will be not dot, it will be comma. Next is rain shower, triangle, on that 1 dot will be there. Snow shower, as snow is depicted as star, so triangle, above that 1 star will be there. So all these things I am not discussing because this thing also I will be uploading in our Telegram page. You can check from there. Just you should know rain means dot, snow means star, and if the number of dots and stars are increasing, that means it is coming from light to moderate to heavy. And this thing, direction giving thing, is showing that drifting or blowing snow pattern. So I hope you are noting down all this thing. I am repeatedly saying note down all this thing. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is coming up on your screen. It is telling fuel cell is a device that directly converts what? So the fuel cell is the device that converts the chemical energy into electrical energy. Very, very important thing. It is giving us the electrical energy from the chemical energy. Next thing, it is a numerical. Also this small numerical you should practice because they are mark fetching. The question is absolute humidity in atmosphere at 10 degrees Celsius is given as 5 gram per meter cube, and maximum amount of water it can hold at the same temperature, that means 10 degrees Celsius, is 10 gram per meter cube. The question is asking what will be the relative humidity at the same temperature. So here for that you should note down the formula. The formula is what? The formula is very simple. Absolute humidity divided by the maximum amount of water the air can hold, 10 gram per meter cube, that is the saturation point, that will be in the denominator, multiplied by the 100 because you have to calculate it in the percentage, and we will get the answer. So here it is given absolute humidity is how much? It is 5 divided by 10. What is that? That is the maximum amount of water the air can hold, that is the saturation point, multiplied by 100. So it will give 50 as answer. So 10 cancel. 50% is the relative humidity at the same temperature. Very chocolate question. Next, let's move on to the next set of questions coming from the biostats. Very simple, that is asking about the how we can do a chi-square distribution test. So here the question is, in the application of chi-square distribution for test of association between two characteristics, say it is a gender and a discomfort due to humidity. So this is the thing which is given. Arrange following step in the correct sequence. So how to do the chi-square test for these two characteristics, that is for the gender and their discomfort due to humidity. So first step will be set up the null hypothesis. So we have to set the null hypothesis. For example, say as the humidity increases, the female find more discomfort than the male. So that is the null hypothesis. We can say any null hypothesis we can say. So first is to set up the null hypothesis. Next is to tabulate the data in the contingency table. So you have to put all the data in the contingency table. We have to make a table. Next is calculate the expected frequency. So from the table we have to calculate the frequencies. Next is coming to the next point is divide the square difference of the expected frequency from the observed frequency and add the values at each data point. So this is the formula for the chi-square test. Divide the square difference of the expected frequency from the observed frequency. So O minus E will be there, and add the values at the each data point. So you have to take the summation. Next is the last step, that is the compare the calculated value of chi-square statistics with the tabulated value. So that is the last step for this chi-square characteristic test. So here it will be B, C, E, D, A, that will be the correct sequence. So option 2 will be the correct option. Just you should know this step. If you know this step, you can be able to solve the chi-square test also. Let's move on to the next question. Next question coming from the solid waste management. So the question is, the term used to describe the act of recovering materials from the waste stream and reprocessing them so that they can be used as a raw material for new application is called as what? So they are not reusing, they are recycling, because they are used as a raw material for the new applications from the recovered material of the waste stream. So here it will be option number 3. It is called as the recycling. So this is a very chocolate question coming also. You should definitely attempt this kind of question and get the full marks. Next is illites contain interlayer cations of what? This is coming from the earth science or geology question. So illites are containing the interlayer cations of potassium. And you should know more about illites. They are also called as the hydromica or hydromuscovite. Should not get confused. All the three terms are similar. Hydromica, hydromuscovite or illites. They are group of closely related non-expanding clay minerals. They are the clay minerals, the illites, and it is a secondary mineral precipitate. They are example of phyllosilicate or layered aluminosilicate. So aluminium and silica are also the component, but the interlayer cations are consisting of the potassium. So I hope you are able to understand this. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is coming from the ozone UV rays, very frequently asked and important set of questions. So here we have to read all the statements and you have to select which one are the correct options or the correct statements. First is, ozone in the stratosphere is not completely effective in shielding us from UVB. Yes, it is correct. So they are not completely shielding us from the UVB radiation. They are having the partial shielding of UVB. Next, second statement, let us read, UVA is a biological least harmful. Yes, it is least harmful for us, UVA, but as we increase from UVA to UVB and UVC, the harmful characteristics increases for us. Next is what? Option C, statement C is telling Chapman mechanism deals with only ozone formation in stratosphere. This is incorrect, because the Chapman mechanism deals with the ozone formation as well as ozone destruction in the atmosphere. How ozone is destroyed with the effect of the sunlight when it is breaking the ozone. So that is also told in the Chapman mechanism, not only formation. So option C, that statement C, is incorrect. Let us read the next statement. Statement D, sunscreen lotion either reflect or absorb or scatter UVB and UVA. Yes, it is correct. The sunscreen lotion which you are using, they absorb, reflect or scatter the UVB and UVA, protecting our skin from the deadly diseases like cancer. Next statement, let us read. UVB helps in dissociation of ozone molecule in stratosphere. Yes, it helps to dissociate ozone molecule in the stratosphere. So that is also correct statement. And next we will know which option is correct overall. Option 2 is correct. A, B, D and E are the correct options, correct statement. C is incorrect because Chapman mechanism also deals with the destruction of the ozone in atmosphere, that is stratosphere. I hope you are noting down. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is, which of the following is a catalytically inactive or reservoir molecule containing chlorine in the stratosphere? So this is from the environmental chemistry. Which is catalytically inactive or reservoir molecule containing chlorine in stratosphere? It will be option number 3. ClONO2 is the inactive or reservoir molecule containing chlorine in the stratosphere. Next, let us read next question. Choose the incorrect statement. But before that, we should know the correct statement because it can be asked in the next examination. First correct statement is, for a system at equilibrium, chemical potential is same in all phases. It can be in any phase, chemical potential is same in case of equilibrium state. Next is, Gibbs free energy change is 0 at equilibrium state of a system. Yes, it is also correct. Next is, delta G, that change in the Gibbs free energy will become more negative with increasing temperature. Yes, it is also correct statement. And finally, we should also know which is incorrect. This option 3, statement 3 is incorrect. Why? Because Gibbs free energy change is negative for the reaction to occur spontaneously, not positive. So it is negative for any reaction to occur spontaneously, that is Gibbs free energy change. So these are from the environmental chemistry, the basics you should know. Let's move on to the next set of questions. Which of the following disasters are linked with the nuclear accident? So options are Bhopal disaster in 1984, Chernobyl disaster in 1986, Fukushima disaster in 2011, Love Canal disaster in 1978, Minamata disaster in 1956. So from the question itself, option itself, you can note down the important notes because they are giving the disaster along with the year name. So note down Bhopal tragedy in 1984, Chernobyl 1986, Fukushima 2011, Love Canal 1978, Minamata 1956. So like this also you can prepare the notes smartly. So here we will know the answer of this question. So here Chernobyl disaster 1986 and Fukushima disaster in 2011, they are the examples of nuclear accident. But Bhopal gas tragedy, as you know, from the leakage of methyl isocyanate, Love Canal disaster in 1978 in America because of the improper disposal of the chemicals, it is also an example of chemical disaster. And also Minamata disaster in 1956 in Minamata, Japan is also an example of the chemical disaster. So A, D, E are the examples of chemical disaster, but B and C, Chernobyl and Fukushima, are the example of nuclear accident or nuclear disaster. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following hypotheses account for the relationship of biodiversity to ecosystem functioning? So here the options were climate stability hypothesis, intermediate disturbance hypothesis, redundancy hypothesis or spatial heterogeneity hypothesis. So here it will be redundancy hypothesis, which is giving the account for the relationship between the biodiversity to ecosystem functioning. So what this hypothesis predict? It predicts that the species redundancy in a plant community specifically enhances the community stability. So in a general term, if you say simplify it, if a species is lost in any place, other species will fill the gap. So as a result, it enhances the community stability as per this hypothesis, that is redundancy hypothesis. So these were some of the important questions and discussion which we made in this video. I hope you have learned something new from here. Don't forget to subscribe the channel to get all further updates and prepare more efficiently. So see you guys in our next video. Till then, keep smiling and believe in yourself.